Every time a difficult game comes out, it sparks the question about game difficulty. Returnal is too hard. Dark Souls is too hard. Oh, I gotta play Demon Slayer. Why do I gotta play this game? It's just too difficult. Nobody has it worse than a games media person. They have it the worst. They've got such a hard life playing video games. What a terrible job, huh? Making over $50,000 a year to play video games. I can't think of anyone that wouldn't want that job. How terrible and how entitled that is to know, like, you get paid to play video games. You work at some media site like IGN or something, and that's literally your job. Play a game and review it. Now, I think most people would be pretty damn happy with a job like that. I mean, you literally get paid to play video games. But it seems like today's journalist doesn't actually want to play games. They want to cry about them. I want to play Dark Souls because I want to appreciate the beautiful artwork. Well, then go read Berserk. It's like, are you kidding me? If it's too hard for you, maybe you should get a new job. And something that a lot of people have suspected is that some of these games journalists don't even play through the whole game, or they rush through it. We learned about that when Cyberpunk came out. Remember the big controversy about that one journalist? I can't remember what her name is, but she didn't even finish Cyberpunk. She rushed through it. She didn't craft anything. She didn't explore all of the side content. She rushed through the main story and gave it a mediocre review. Your job is to explore all of the game. But no, I'm going to do that. And if you don't like that, well, you just don't like women. Well, it seems one developer is boldly calling them out, or at least somebody attached to the game. Days Gone actor suggests some reviewers rushed through the game and published misleading reviews. You don't say. You don't say. What? Get out of town. They didn't actually play through the whole game? What? I gotta say, it's nice to read something like this, even though this outlet had no comments on it. Literally just published the quote. Not touching that one. You know, they didn't want to get out there and really give you a comment on what they thought, but they'll put it out there at least. So Days Gone, really a big topic lately because they pitched a sequel to the game. Sony shot it down for some really odd reasons. So you won't be getting a sequel to Days Gone. I haven't finished this game. I do eventually plan to go back to it. I liked a lot about it, but I don't know. I might go back and finish it, especially now that it's on PC. Maybe I'll pick it up on Steam. But one of the actors had this to say. He played Deacon St. John, actor Sam Witwer. He chimed in via a Reddit AMA, and it was a question about reviewers. And this is what he had to say. I read a review today from a website publication that will remain nameless. My guess it's probably Kotaku or Polygon, but let's continue. In it, the horde mechanic, the show-stopping centerpiece of the game, it wasn't mentioned once. Not once. There were other tells, but it was pretty clear that this reviewer played the game for several hours and then wrote his review. He did not complete it. Days Gone was always meant to be a slow burn game and story, for better or for worse. It was designed for you to take your time. The best story beats and the best gameplay happen much later in the game, and it's clear that the nature of game reviews and this slow burn philosophy of game development are not compatible. These journalists, the ones that rush in, they do not take their time. They do not play the game on the terms the game presents because it is their job to put out an article on a deadline. I think that's not only too bad, but misleading to actual audience members who would like to read an actual review of what we actually did. Well, they can go to YouTube. A lot of good reviewers on YouTube that don't have IGN or something in their name that I think do pretty good jobs. But there is one thing in here where he talks about the deadline. So that is something everyone wants to rush to get their review out first, because that's the one that's going to get the biggest amount of hits, right? But the thing of it is that those aren't always, like, it's always pretty clear, especially in some of these reviews. Like, I like to look back at I think it was the Kotaku Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5 review, where a lot of the review was about Joe Biden winning the presidency. And it's like, what does this have to do with the PlayStation or the Xbox? I can't remember which one it was. There's a lot of games journalist reviews where they go off into political tangents or bring in outside politics and talk about why that didn't make the game enjoyable for them. And that's not what gamers are looking for. And that's obvious to me, at least, and to this person here, that these people aren't really finishing their games and they're fattening up their reviews with all of this stuff, because that's, at the end of the day, what they really want to be talking about. None of them really want to be playing video games. And if they do, they're far and few in between. Mostly video game websites are just activist hubs now, not really so much about the game. You saw this recently with IGN and the Israel-Palestine stuff. They were talking about that, and then they had a little civil war about it. It was funny. It was funny to watch. And the staff actually revolted. But Sam Witwer is right here, 100%. A lot of these journals aren't completing the game, and it's nice to see someone jump up and call it out, I gotta say. So let me know what your thoughts are on all this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.